And now the OffshoreInsiders.com tailgate party previews the Friday night action. 4 games to pick on the NFL schedule. And we begin with the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. New England is laying 3 with a total of 46.5. Pro gambling news and notes. Philadelphia pretty much set at quarterback with Nick Foles. And Mark Sanchez is the number 1 and 2 quarterbacks. But Matt Barkley and C.J. Kenny are in the battle for number 3. Against the Bears last week, Kenny completed 8 out of 10 attempts for 88 yards and a 103.3 rating. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is very unlikely to play as he is being eased in the practice. Patriots wide receiver Aaron Dobson, who had 37 receptions last year, returned to practice, but he is doubtful. Defensive lineman, first-round pick Dominique Easley is also not expected to play. These teams did scrimmage against each other this week, and both offenses had good success. The Titans and the Saints are minus 3.5 with a total 43. Drew Brees missed practice time for the Saints this week. He did finally come back in the middle of the week, but he is listed as questionable to doubtful. More of a precautionary thing. Cornerback Champ Bailey has a similar status as he's being eased back in. Now, breakout young talents such as rookie receiver Brandon Cooks, a first-rounder who has looked fantastic. Second-year tackle Teron Armstead have injected some new life into this offense. They needed a boost at those position groups. Cooks, as we said, has gotten rave reviews from everybody. Meanwhile, the Saints' defense appears to be in better shape than ever during the Sean Payton and Drew Brees era. Rob Ryan, the defense coordinator, is heading into his second season with more talent at his disposal. Second-year quarterback Ryan Griffin has looked great so far, giving him an early edge over veteran Luke McCown in the battle to become Brees' backup. Saints cornerback Champ Bailey, as we said, is doubtful. And for the Titans, linebacker Colin McCarthy, who had 53 tackles last year, is out. We've got a couple more games to look at. Please do us a favor. If you love this content, give us a favorable rating wherever you're listening to. Either subscribe to us on YouTube or on iTunes, Stitcher, and most importantly, give us a good rating there. Please give us a 5-star on iTunes. The experts say that will help us out in our searches, and you know what? The more exposure we get, the more free information we will continue to give you, including free picks. The Lions and the Raiders are minus 2.5 and minus 120, so that means could go up to 3 in some areas, and a total of 39.5. Now, with Dan Orlovsky and Kellen Moore backing up Matt Stafford, the Lions have plenty of questions at backup position. Neither has looked consistent. Secondary is still quite questionable. Lions are set with their starters here, but their depth is still up in the air at both cornerback and safety. Now, Day Ezekiel Anza is out for the Lions. He was their 5th overall pick in last year's draft. Played 14 games as a rookie, starting 12, and finishing with a rookie-best 8 sacks. He was projected to start this year. Raiders did add quite a few veterans during the offseason. Justin Tuck, Maurice Jones-Drew, Lamar Woodley. Wide receiver, though, has been terrible in camp and in their opening game. Michael Rivera is the only healthy tight end for Oakland. Now let's take a look at the Chargers and the Seahawks. These two teams will play next month, game 2 of the regular season, so the belief is that both of these teams are going to play very vanilla indeed, don't want to show anything. First home game for Seattle since winning the Super Bowl, so a lot of people are saying that'll have the crowd a little bit fired up. Defensively, the Chargers' first unit is smarting from allowing an 11-play drive last week to the Cowboys. Offensively, remember the Chargers produced an 11-play drive, and then it ended on Ryan Matthews' fumble while diving into the end zone. San Diego starters will play about a quarter. Seattle is one of the deepest rosters in the NFL. Last season, they had 23 players released by the Seahawks, and scouts are saying they're probably going to have about as many players they're going to have to release that'll wind up on other teams' rosters. Last year was 23 players released that did wind up on another team's roster. Seahawks have a battle going on for the backup quarterback between Tavares Jackson and Terrell Pryor. Seattle's offensive line starters going through drills together for the first time in training camp, so their starting offensive line has been working together finally. Marshawn Lynch, the running back, first he was a holdout and then he potential legal problems. He is listed as questionable to probable. Looks like you're also going to see a little bit more out of receiver Percy Harvins than you did in week 1. on often injured Russell Otang is listed as doubtful. For all the best picks, it's www.offshoreinsiders.com. The winning picks for all these games, www.offshoreinsiders.com.